Hi there, welcome. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how I put a little shell border around this receiving blanket for a baby. I did my children's receiving blankets all like this when they were small. And this is beautiful. It's easy. It's just a little shell, but it makes it unique and quite special, I think. You know, it's no one else has it like that. They might buy the same blanket, but it's different. Yours looks different. This is one that I made for my daughter 21 years ago with a little yellow border, and it's even a finer yarn that I chose here. Today's tutorial, I'm using 4-ply, and this was so beautiful. I remember when I had my children, I had a thing for receiving blankets. I loved it. So I just couldn't walk past and not buy one if I really liked one that I saw. So join me today, and then let's do this. Oh, I just want to mention, in today's tutorial, I'm using a roller cutter, but you don't need one if you don't have one. You can still do everything, because the ones that I did, these ones, I didn't have a roller cutter. I just used my sharp little point of my scissors to just poke the little holes where I need to put the crochet hook in. Even a knitting needle, a thin knitting needle would do the trick. But if you have a roller cutter, use it. I use it for bigger projects. It just cuts down on the time. Everything just goes very much faster, you know. So join me while we just put a simple border around this blanket to make it special. And I chose peach because there's a lot of peach in here, and I love it. I love this blanket. And yes, you choose your colors. Join me, and thank you. In today's video, to put a border around this baby receiving blanket, we're going to use a pair of scissors, a 3mm crochet hook, and our yarn needle to work in the ends, and one pin. I'm just going to make use of one pin. And let's see what kind of yarn we're using. Is Premier Natural Cotton 4-ply. And this is 100% combed mercerized cotton, 3mm hook. There we go. Approximately 125 meters. Machine wash at 60 degrees Celsius hot. I don't iron, but no, this has been great. And this is peach. I'm going to use peach on this receiving blanket because this will make a nice edging as the color peach, of course, appears in this blanket. And then we're going to use this mat that they usually use to cut on. You know, it's a beautiful thing to cut on. And another thing that we're going to use is a rotary cutter. It says rotary cutter, and it's like this. This is how you use it. You literally put the blanket down, single, and you're going to hold it like this and push down and cut. I will show you how to do that. And you press down, you press real firm, and you go slow because you don't want to go fast. This thing will cut through wood. So it's very sharp. That's why it's got a retractable blade. And but this is so easy because before I bought this rotary blade, I used to sit by hand and take a little scissor like this, you know, and as you go, you make a little hole and then a little hole, and you sort of just estimate where your little holes should be, each like a centimeter apart, half an inch apart, and crochet through. Do about 10 holes, crochet through. So that's what you can do if you don't have a rotary cutter. I mean, at the time when I did it, I didn't have a rotary cutter, and I was so glad when I actually came across this, bought it. This is what I'm using it for, and it is a wonderful tool. So I had to really search for it, but I think It is readily available on the internet. When I bought it, I actually went from shop to shop to shop. They didn't know what I was looking for. Anyway, so that's what we're going to use today. So let's get going. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to mark a place here like this, so that I know where I started and I know where to end. Okay, and then from here on, I'm going to go 1 centimeter from this edge, and I'm going to use my rotary cutter, and I'm going to go around, and I'm just going to sort of guesstimate where that is, and I'm going to slowly but surely, must do this carefully, go around. Every time I go, it's going to cut. Just pause, and I'm still coming around this corner, and just need to go slow. And that is literally what you're going to do all around. Let me just pause, and I'm coming along. There's no, one mustn't do this fast, you must do this slowly. Or maybe I don't have that much experience with it, but I love what this thing does. Let me just pause again. I want to show you what I do is, if I have to move it for some reason, because this pink mat underneath is not as big, then I actually lift it, but I keep my eye on there where the last blade went in, because it makes a little hole. You know, I'm going to show you closer up. But then, now I have to proceed, so then I just put it down so that the point, otherwise, you know, you get a big gaping hole, which is the last thing you want. You don't want that. So just go around all the way. If at all, I'm going slow, because around the corner, you hear the sound it makes. It doesn't want to turn. This is not something that turns. Now I'm moving it closer. So this is what's happening. I can see my little holes. I can see where I ended off, and I'm going to put the blade down exactly there and continue around the corner. And it's easy. I didn't put a marker or anything, because the edging is stitched right about where I want it to be stitched. Okay, so now I'm going to lift it up again, but I'm keeping my eye exactly on that little spot. And we, you know, coming close to the end here, and I can see exactly where my little, sorry that I can't show it on the camera now so extremely clearly. Let me bring the camera closer. I want to show you, if you can see, this is, where is it? There. If you can see the pink through, can you see there the pink through, the little holes? There you can see the little holes that was made. That's what I'm going to be crocheting through. So there's another one, and is there another one? Yes. Let's just see where that one is, where the next one, if there is a next one, yes. So now if I've stopped, that's how I determine. I just hold it up to the light to see where did I stop. So that looks like my last one, right there. Right there. Now I'm going to put it down. Sorry. Put it down like this. And just get that little spot again, yes. And put my blade on that spot and further. And there we go. Further along the line. Don't go to and fro. Otherwise, you're just going to cut it off. Instead of, see, now I'm just going to take it again. I know exactly where I stopped. Feed it this way, and there, this is my pin that shows where I started. And I'm going to look for my last little hole in the light with a pink behind it. It's easy to see, but there it is. And I'm going to just put my roller cutter down like this, exactly on that place, and there we go, slowly. And we're just going to pull the pin out, because exactly where the pin is where I need to finish. And let's just see. Yes, exactly, there we go. Okay, so now we need to get the crochet hook and crochet through that. So I'm going to make a slip knot with my 3mm hook, and I can literally start anywhere on this blanket because all our little piercings have been done. And we're just going to make the base row. See, I'm just going to look wherever my hook will go in and make a single crochet. And you can see I'm stretching to get to the edge. I'm stretching to get to the edge of this blanket. So it's not a single crochet as just making it right there. I'm bringing my hook right up here to where the edge of the blanket is, and I make a single crochet, and that is where that's my next. Now I'm going to put 1, 2 chains, and then look for the next piercing and yarn over from the other side. I put yarn over on the back like this, put my hook through, and on this side grab some yarn and pull it through, bring it up to the edge of the blanket, yarn over, and I'm basically making a single crochet, 2 chains, 1, 2, and that takes me to my next. And look how easily my hook slides into where the next piercing is, the next hole that I made, like that, beautifully. And 2 chains, 1 and 2, and a single crochet into the next gap, next hole, next piercing, whatever we're going to call that. And this is basically a single crochet. You want this edge to run along the this that I'm crocheting, this border, you want the basic the first row to run along the edge of this blanket to give you something to crochet onto. So that's basically what we're creating. We're setting up the next row. 2 chains, just look for the next. There we go. And I love how it just slides through, because when I used to make a lot of these edgings around receiving blankets for my children when they were small, but I didn't have a roller cutter then, so life wasn't this easy. I had to take a little scissor like this with a sharp point and literally go and pick just sort of guess where the next hole should be and press through to make a little piercing, and guess where the next one should be, make a little piercing, and I would go ahead and I would make about 10 of these, you know, when I didn't have a rotary cutter. So if you don't have a rotary cutter, then you don't need to go and buy this rotary cutter. You can just use your little sharp scissors and make little piercings where they should be, and then yes, that is just as good. It's just not as fast, but enjoy the process. I mean, I used to do it like that for years. So there we go, 1, 2 chains. I used to do that for years before I got a rotary cutter, and now when I make blankets and stuff, it's much easier, much faster, like that. Just, I don't want it to, it looks like it wants to make a fold here, and I don't want that. So just take note that you don't pull Don't make it too tight at all. 2 chains like that, and now you just see I just pull it, and sometimes I'll even slip out my hook and slip it in the other side if it looks like that wants to turn. Like that. Beautiful. All along. 1, 2 chains, 1 and 2 chains, and not pulling. The secret here is not pulling. Don't scrunch it. Gently go up to the edge of the blanket, make a single crochet like that. Beautiful. Okay, so now you're just going to continue, and I'll meet you at the start again. I'm coming around to the end here, and it looks absolutely lovely. And I'm just doing my 2 chains, looking for my next little. Now you see sometimes it twists, so if I see it's not going to twist, I leave it. Otherwise I will just, if I put it through like that, and if it twists, now let me just try and show you if it twists. I would just do this, turn it around, whichever way is going to make it look or lay flat is the way that I will choose. So let's just finish off 1 and 2 and find the next one. There we go. I find one of the most challenging things like that. I'm twisting that one, you see, like that, holding it. And one of the most challenging things is when you put the hook through, that you don't bring any of the thread of this blanket through. And now we're just going to join with a slip stitch in that. There we go. Slip stitch. And 1 chain up. Now we're going to make little shells. Okay, so we are going to chain 1 to go up. That's what we've done. Then we're going to go in the top of the first double. This is a single crochet. It looks long, looks like a double crochet, but it's not. It's a single crochet, and we're going to make 4 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Hey, come on. And 3 and 4 only, because 5 is too many. In the next single crochet, top of the next single crochet, just a slip stitch. In the next top of the next single crochet, 4 double crochets. So that is like a little shell pattern. Let me just get some yarn. It's like a little shell pattern. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And in the next single crochet, top of the next single crochet, just a slip stitch. Come on, slip stitch. Like there you go. And then again, and this is what you're going to do all around, is put 4 double crochets into the top of 1 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, and this is number 4. And in the next one you're going to make a slip stitch, then 4 double crochets. Come on, 4 double crochets that will form a little shell, and that is going to be what it looks like. It's going to look beautiful. So I'm going to do a little bit, and then I'm going to get back to you, but that's what you're going to do. So in that one, 4 double crochets, a slip stitch, 4 double crochets, slip stitch. I'm on my last little shell, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then I'm just going to make a slip stitch into that last stitch between the two. And just finish it off. There we go. Beautiful. So I'm going to work in that one end, and let me just get everything out of the way so we can look at what we've created here. This is gorgeous. This is just beautiful. Right side or wrong side. Absolutely fantastic, and such a simple border. I mean, this is not difficult. Anybody can do this. And you know, as I said, you don't need that roller cutter. You can just use your sharp little pair of scissors to make these little points. Okay, so that's it. If you enjoyed this, then please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. Thank you for joining me. Bye.